Development and renovation, much of downtown Omaha has experienced a makeover since 2010 when Midtown Crossing opened. We connect you with the Quarters, Omaha's newest redevelopment project. Good afternoon, I'm Julie Chern.
And I'm Alex Westling. Coming up next, we show you how Omaha is combating the decline of young student interest in STEM and art fields.
All of this and more right here on the Omaha News.
From the studios of UNO Television, this is the Omaha News, presented by UNO School of Communication.
An area of new development in downtown Omaha hopes to join the ranks of neighborhood hotspots like Benson, Midtown, Blackstone, and Dundee. Dan Downs speaks with business owners who've had a front row seat to the revitalization that's happening there.
Dotting the area near 24th and Harney Streets are abandoned buildings, boarded up windows, and vacancy signs.
We've got a lot going on downtown. We've got a lot going on in Midtown Crossing, and then there's kind of just this desolate area in between.
Wisdom says the space her business occupies, like many in the neighborhood, had fallen into disrepair, but now other companies are flocking to the area as well.
We've seen a lot of new businesses move in recently. There's a hotel down the street, Hotel Even. There's a new hotel going in right now as we speak, right behind us here.
Not everyone is as hopeful about redevelopment of the area, though, like the owner of Well Grounded Coffee House, who says she worries that some members of the original neighborhood might be pushed out.
It's hard because you don't want to gentrify, but you still want to raise living standards to the point where people aren't scared to walk down the street.
The area was historically called Park East, but will now be known as the Quarters, a reference to the 25th Street corridor, which runs through the neighborhood.
I think rebranding is fine as long as you keep the people who are in the neighborhood now, like create an environment where they can succeed.
For the Omaha News, I'm Dan Downs.
The new name was chosen by the Neighborhood Association, who pulled businesses and neighbors for their input. The area will range from 20th to 28th Street and Dodge to Leavenworth.
In light of the recent budget cut proposal, Chancellor Jeffrey Gold, who oversees both the University of Nebraska Medical Center and UNO, says that if things don't change, the university system will have to reconsider tuition for the upcoming school year, which is tentatively expected to reflect a 3.2% hike. Now, Rickett proposes another mid-year cut of $11.4 million for the NU system and a $23.3 million cut in the 2018-2019 academic school year, in addition to the original budget plan. The University of Nebraska Kearney's men's baseball, golf, and tennis will be eliminated as part of the plan. The cuts would eliminate 16 faculty, 2.5 administrative, and 16.5 staff positions. And additionally, about 115 students are majoring, pursuing graduate degrees, or getting teaching certificates in programs proposed for eventual closure at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. The Appropriations Committee are holding hearings on the NU state budget today.
For the past decade or so, educational experts have emphasized education in the sciences, technology, engineering, and math, known as STEM. Now the arts are being added, and it's called STEAM. Carissa Lauber reports that G. Stanley Hall Elementary School is partnering with a newly opened Papillion business that offers STEAM activities for children and adults.
Science, sound, technology, and engineering. With the increasing popularity of STEAM programs and Papillion's new STEAM-based business collaboratory, Papillion La Vista math facilitator Jane McGill says it was important for the two to come together.
We really believe that all of our kids will go to college. We believe that they will have great jobs someday that will involve all of these aspects.
The staff at G. Stanley Hall say they are trying to promote a more science-minded school. With the help of Collaboratory, the school held Family STEAM Night. G. Stanley Hall PTO President Jen Rahacek says STEAM programs are crucial for students' futures.
The jobs that our children are going to have someday will have a lot to do with technology, and they're also really interested in it.
Collaboratory was brought to Papillion by Anna Eichhoff. The business offers STEAM-themed programs, events, and birthday parties for children and adults. McGill says Collaboratory brought several different activities for students and parents for STEAM Night.
Some building activities, there's some chemistry things that they're doing, mixing things together. The one I was working on was doing a bubble with a cube.
The initiative for G. Stanley Hall to become a more science-minded school came from the desire to increase state test scores in math and science. However, Rahacek says that the STEAM activities weren't just about increasing scores, but implementing the skills at home.
You get to see what the kids are doing in the classroom, and then it's so exciting for the kids to then show their parents and explain, yeah, we did something like this in class, and Mom, let me teach you about it.
For the Omaha News, I'm Carissa Lauber.
You can learn more about Collaboratory STEAM activities and events at knowledgeplayground.org.
Police in Broward County, Florida say several people are dead after a shooting in Coral Springs. The shooting occurred at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas County High School today as frightened students hide in their classrooms. Police say they have a suspect in custody. The number of fatalities have not been confirmed. Security cameras showed dozens of students frantically evacuating the building. One student said the fire alarm went off and then she heard 6 shots. That's when the students started fleeing the building.
With the rising popularity in online movie streaming, some wonder if the future of traditional movie theaters is in jeopardy. Omaha News reporter Ben Phillips points out the factors that lead to the computer rather than the theater.
UNO students and people alike are looking for quick, good entertainment to turn to. Streaming services such as Netflix and Hulu have risen in popularity over the years and allowed those to enjoy the biggest movies and TV shows, all from the comfort of their computer, without having to go to the movie theater.
The convenience of it, I mean, it's right here on my laptop. I can just watch it anytime I want instead of I can go to the movies, but it's it takes a lot more, especially in this cold weather.
UNO junior Phil Lemon doesn't go to the movie theater as much anymore, thanks to Netflix, but he tries to go to the movies every now and again.
I mean, I'll go if it's with a group of friends.
With Netflix and Hulu on the rise, it's difficult for new theaters to open up and operate. That's not the case for the Dundee Theater here. Now operated by Film Streams, it's only been open for about 2.5 months. But Deputy Director Casey Logan states that online movies are no worry to him.
There are these feelings of participating in something and being there and witnessing something that is only happening in the moment.
Film Stream's Dundee Theater offers moviegoers extra benefits for coming out.
We're creating opportunities in addition to the films. So, we do a lot of partnerships with other nonprofits where we might have a panel discussion after a film or an introduction before a film.
But will the experience of moviegoing give in to the rise of online streaming?
They have National Treasure. Yes, dude, I'm gonna watch that.
Only time will tell. For the Omaha News, I'm Ben Phillips.
Netflix's CEO said back in May that while people are leaning towards online streaming due to habits and convenience, Netflix can never replace a theatrical experience.
When we return, we talk about how a local professional boxer is giving back to the community.
And next, a view of the latest Kaneko exhibit entirely based on light.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
If it's important to Nebraskans, it's important to us. Hi everyone, I'm Kathy Wyatt, producer and host of the 30-minute weekly statewide television program called Consider This. Now in our 21st season, we will be addressing topics about health, finance, politics, culture, religion, and even sports. We hope you'll consider joining us.
When you power with MAV Radio. You're not just getting top 40 music or cheering on the Mavericks. You're getting a different radio show on every day of the week that are produced by UNO students for just about everyone. Hello and welcome to MavRadio.fm.
You've always known you were a leader, someone who works hard to achieve your goals. You can see it. You can see your success in front of you. You pursue a college education for the old-fashioned reasons, to learn, to make yourself more valuable, to succeed. You need a place that celebrates your ambition and positions you alongside visionary people just like you. You, my friend, belong here, the University of Nebraska at Omaha.
This is the Omaha News.
Professional boxer giving back to the community by teaching self-defense in classes at B&B Boxing Academy.
2, 1, switch!
During the beginning months of the year, people are always looking to start a new healthy lifestyle. However, many lose motivation without the right trainer.
And we have down moments as well where we're tired of training and we don't feel like training. But to help someone overcome that obstacle and get them to their goal is always a pleasure to me.
Brianna Nielsen is a UNO alum who works 2 jobs and averages 50 to 60 hours per week. Nielsen still makes it a priority to get up every day at 4:30 to attend Coleman's 5 a.m. classes.
He's always good at pushing you and making sure that you're giving your best effort and you're making it worth your time to be here as well as his time to be here.
Trevor Coleman grew up in North Omaha. He attended Omaha, Benson, and Burke and graduated high school in 2009. Before becoming a professional trainer in 2013, Coleman was a full-time professional boxer. He's ranked 116th out of 209 in the United States for his weight class. He has currently had 6 wins, 1 loss, and 4 knockouts.
Well, my father was a professional fighter, so growing up, the atmosphere was always around me and it kind of grew on to me. I fell in love with it.
When he's not boxing and training clients, Coleman is coming up with healthy recipes, new workouts, and motivational content. B&B Boxing is a non-profit organization, gym, and academy that was originally started by Omaha's world champion, Terrence Crawford.
John White, who won his 3rd halfpipe gold medal for the United States in the Winter Olympics last night, is now under scrutiny for previous sexual misconduct allegations. However, at a press conference, he referred to the case as gossip that would not tarnish his Olympic legacy. After public backlash, White appeared on the Today Show this morning to say he was truly sorry for using the word, saying it was a poor choice of words to describe such a sensitive subject in the world today.
The Kanekos Gallery's latest exhibit is unlike anything Omaha has ever seen. Reporter Daniel Meadow tells us why.
The Kaneko Gallery's latest exhibit is shining a light on the connections between art and science. Executive Director of Kaneko, Chris Hochstetler, worked along with the gallery's creative council to come up with ideas and find artists for this exhibit, which was planned over 2 years ago.
We thought we would focus on light because it has a certain mystical type quality to it that has been lost over the years with the ease at which we find light now by just hitting a switch on the wall.
Inside the 60,000 square foot space downtown, the natural lighting that's often welcome in the gallery is blacked out.
We wanted to make sure that the pieces themselves were the sources of light for this exhibition, and that would really showcase the pieces to people.
From a Stonehenge of futuristic light to a giant light bright, Hochstetler said visitors are most drawn to the interactive elements of the exhibit. Each individual light display is different, but they work together to create a path that's mystical, nostalgic, or even warm and fuzzy. Taylor Dean Harrison's sculpture Annunciation envelops guests in fields of light inside a colorful cocoon. The sculpture is filled with intricate shapes, lines, and vibrant colors. Similar to Annunciation, Rafik Anadol's Infinity Room feels like stepping into another world.
It really becomes an immersive, almost emotional experience.
Light is on display until March 31st. For the Omaha News, I'm Danielle Meadows.
Kaneko is located at 11th and Jones Street. The exhibit is free to the public.
People are being hospitalized after a shooting this morning outside the National Security Agency campus at Fort Meade. But none of the injuries were caused by gunfire, the spy agency said. It began when a vehicle tried to enter the agency's secure campus without authorization shortly after 7 a.m. The FBI is currently investigating. And earlier, Fort Meade Garrison spokeswoman Shale Phillips had said one person was wounded in the shooting and taken to a hospital.
Coming up, we take a look at an artist's community called Hot Shops.
And we see how local musicians are getting the community in the mood for Valentine's Day.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I am a senior music education student in the School of Music. I'm a PR and advertising major in the School of Communications.
I'm a senior and I'm a communication studies major.
Senior, majoring in creative writing.
I'm a communication studies student.
I love band and I knew that I always wanted to be involved in music some way. There was never really any question of anything else.
I love CFM so much. They've helped me out a lot, just letting me know that they're here for me, that there's a support system.
It gives you such a good opportunity to grow and hone your skills, and I think you really learn things about yourself. And I know I've gotten opportunities at UNO and because of CFAM that I wouldn't be able to anywhere else.
The core reason why I'm a communication studies major is because I really just love helping people.
My favorite part about poetry is just escaping into a different world. I can talk about it for hours and hours.
What you like to do is like your superpower.
Girls Inc. is a place open to all girls from all walks of life. Girls Inc. helps inspire our girls to be strong, smart, and bold in the community. Volunteers can come in and just work with our girls. We have a lot of our programs that require supplies. Pens and pencils, to STEM kits, to sports supplies, office supplies. We know that when you educate girls, you better your community.
This is the Omaha News.
Lorenzo Garden's longtime executive director announced Tuesday that he plans to retire after 2 decades. Spencer Cruz will transition to emeritus, an advisory role effective immediately. During Cruz's tenure, the Garden built its own visitor and education center in the Marjorie K. Daltrey Conservatory. The Garden also joined the Center for the Plant Conservation and expanded its staff from 1 full-time employee to more than 70. Board member John Newman will fill in for Cruz in the interim. The search is expected to conclude by summer.
In 1999, an old mattress factory turned into a village of neighboring artists and craftsmen. It has turned into a vibrant artist community with people working in all sorts of media. We introduce you to one of the many artists that today inhabit Hot Shops. Tucked away in its own little corner downtown, the Hot Shops Art Center has, for the past 19 years, been a sanctuary for creatives across Omaha.
What I do here is I primarily work in oil paints and colored pencils.
Inhabiting just one of the building's 55 studios is Gabriella Quiroz, who moved into this community of creatives just a few years ago.
Being in a working community is wonderful. It opens up a lot of opportunities that you wouldn't normally come across. And then of course you do build relationships in your field.
Relationships much like fellow artist Lori Elliott Bartle, soon to move into the studio next door.
She introduced me to the co-op and that's how I got into that gallery. Various shows have opened up. You need an opinion on something, it's real easy to grab somebody. You know, basically It's not even so much advice on a piece, it's more advice on like keeping your sanity.
Gabriella explains that most of her work is done alone. It's relieving just to get out of the studio, even if just to say hello.
It's funny because I forget how the saying goes. It's like when, people get together to talk, culture, they talk about art. And when artists get together, they talk about money.
When asked to describe the Hot Shops community, both Quiroz and neighboring pastel artist Sherry Ginsburg had similar sentiments.
You find your people around the building that have like interests and become friends and becomes like a family.
It's kind of like a neighborhood, real friendly neighborhood. Everybody knows their neighbors, everybody looks out for each other.
The Hot Shops Art Center has a variety of year-round classes available for students of all ages.
When we come back, we follow 2 UNO students as they take on one van across the country.
And another student turns to used vehicles into tuition dollars.
Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Filmstreams is a nonprofit organization dedicated to the presentation and discussion of film as an art form. By showing films from different countries, probably something a lot of people don't get to expose to very often, but that's something we can do here in the theater. We are in the middle of an extraordinary period of growth. We were gifted the Dundee Theater on 50th and Dodge. That does mean expanding to a second location, of course. We depend on our volunteers to help us make the theater run. Volunteers do everything from helping us up in the office. They could help us run materials around town, like marketing materials, posters and things like that. The biggest thing is ticket taking. If anybody is interested in volunteer opportunities in the arts, no matter what your age, it's a great opportunity. It's a happy place, it's an exciting place, and you're a part of a community.
The University of Nebraska at Omaha is a place for tomorrow's leaders. A place where individuals converge on a path to success, getting the attention and direction they need as they begin their career. It's where students take pride in serving Omaha, a city we've invested in for more than 100 years. UNO is a place where greatness begins. The University of Nebraska at Omaha.
Many people go on vacation during winter break. However, traveling in and living out of a van may seem a little uncomfortable. However, Jill Fuss tells us for 2 UNO students it was a great experience.
Living out of a van is not the most common type of vacation, but for 2 UNO students, Logan Kirchhoff and Nolan Olson,
in September, me and Logan, we just had this crazy idea of what it would be like if we went out to California for a month and just live life, don't have any responsibilities, so why not go for it?
finding a van was relatively easy for the traveling pair.
The van was the same van that I was bussed back and forth to soccer games. It's a retired family vehicle, so now it's our baby.
In a little over 22 days, they put roughly 8,000 miles on the van.
Van life, it took us all over the map. We started out Omaha, Nebraska, went out to Denver, Colorado. We stopped in Breckenridge at the Dew Tour. And then after that, we headed out to Zion Canyon, hiked Zion Canyon, Angel's Landing.
Crossing through Nevada, ending up in their final destination of Southern California.
Van life motto is, home is where you park it.
No matter where the van was parked, that was home. For the Omaha News, I'm Joe Faust.
Van Life also has an Instagram page where all of the travelers' experiences were documented. The two said they plan on making another van life trip soon.
It is no secret that college is not cheap. One college student has found a creative way to pay for his tuition. Zach Miller tells us about a student who's doing the small version of house flipping.
Lucas Ram is a young freelance mechanic and business student at Metropolitan Community College.
I buy used cars off of Craigslist and Facebook, and then I fix them up and try and sell them for a profit.
Ram hopes to one day open up his own shop and use the experiences and profit earned from his car flipping to help fuel his dream and pay his tuition.
It usually goes pretty well. About 85 to 90% of the time, everything goes as planned.
Ram typically purchases salvage title cars like this 2007 Chevy Cobalt, but sometimes there are issues.
Occasionally I'll have some repairs that I didn't expect to have to do.
Ram has never bought a car he couldn't fix and sell, typically staying between the $1,000 to $2,000 mark. Ram says people selling in this range are not always the most honest, a hard lesson he had to learn from experience.
Bought a car, it had a myriad of problems. I bought it somewhat sight unseen and had it picked up, and when I got it, it was not the car that was pictured. It had a lot more damage.
Occasionally, Ram will go for more of a big ticket item, fixing a classic which can yield more profit but still has its share of issues.
The title might have changed hands a couple times without the car being insured or driven regularly.
Despite these setbacks, Ram continues to pay his way through school one car at a time, but has some advice for the average Joe.
Don't buy crappy used cars. Go through someone like me who has experience buying crappy used cars.
For the Omaha News, I'm Zach Miller.
Ram is in his last semester at Metro and hopes to enroll at UNO in the fall to get his bachelor's degree in business.
That's all for today. We'll be back next week with new and exciting installments of the Omaha News.
Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at UNO The Omaha News. From all of us here at the Omaha News, thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time.
When I first joined Maverick Public Relations, I knew that it would further my career and add to my resume. What I didn't know is how MavPR would take me into new places, connect me to clients, help me meet other professionals, and make new friends in my field. I didn't know it then, but I know now that MavPR is the beginning of my career as a PR professional. My name is Kylie, MavPR videographer, and to me, MavPR is a new beginning.
You've always known you were a leader, someone who works hard to achieve your goals. You can see it, You can see your success in front of you. You pursue a college education for the old-fashioned reasons. To learn, to make yourself more valuable, to succeed. You need a place that celebrates your ambition and positions you alongside visionary people just like you. You, my friend, belong here, the University of Nebraska at Omaha.
Girls Inc. is a place open to all girls from all walks of life. Girls Inc. helps inspire our girls to be strong, smart, and bold in the community. Volunteers can come in and just work with our girls. We have a lot of our programs that require supplies. Pens and pencils, to STEM kits, to sports supplies, office supplies. We know that when you educate girls, you better your community.